What's up guys, it's Reincarnation Creates, and today I finally done it. I have enough information compiled to be able to bring to you what the best passives in Nier Reincarnation are. So without any further ado, let's get straight into the content because I have quite a bit to talk about. So you're definitely going to make sure that you watch all the way till the end today. So, I'm not even going to waste time. What are the best passives in the game? Well, actually, in my opinion, I've compiled a list here of a few of them. And we're going to first start with the number one entry, and that is a Vigor. So when Vigor is maxed out, it gives you 20% increase to your attack power, which absolutely is awesome. And you're going to see why pretty much all of the good passives in the game are going to be tied around this fact of pretty much all the passives in the game are going to be tied around DPS and damage. So Vigor is no wonder why I am putting it at number one. So next is Fleetfoot. So Fleetfoot, when it's maxed out, your agility goes up by 20%, and that's a pretty high increase in agility. So 20% increase in agility is pretty good. So Fleetfoot, why it's so good, why you want your agility to go up, is so you actually get to attack first. And this is going to be more helpful in PvP, but I still think it's really good to have so that your characters can have a better time with dodging and getting in more critical hits. So it's good that you have your Fleetfoot up. Number three entry, I actually have two. And we're first going to start with the first one, which is Ambush. So Ambush at max increases your critical rate up by 20%. So obviously that's really good because, again, more criticals, more damage. Again, it all ties back to DPS. You're going to be hearing that a lot in this video. And then Fatal at max does 20% more critical hit damage up. So that's really, really good. Again, to have both of those combined is like a really, really strong critical combination. Critical builds are always nice to have. And then for my fourth entry, which is actually, or technically fifth, I mean, again, if you want to put Ambush and Fatal together or keep them apart, it's up to you. But fourth, fifth, we have Haste. Haste at max level basically gives you a skill cooldown that is 10%. So basically your skill cooldown for your weapon skills, and I believe character skills, goes down by 10%. So it of course charges faster, and I think it's obvious to see why that's so good. I think definitely when we get to the PvP part of the video, you're going to understand a lot more if you haven't already. But let's talk first about PvE. So for PvE, Vigor, more attack, because, you know, DPS is king. So it's obvious that you want to have your DPS high. So it's obvious that you want to be dishing out more damage so that you can really tear down the opponents that you're going to be facing in the DPS is king. So the more damage you're dealing out, obviously, the more likely you're going to win the battle. So very nice to have. Then we have Fatal. So I just mentioned Fatal because more critical damage you're doing, the better. Ambush, also the same as Fatal, except your critical rate is going up. But all again, it does go back to the DPS part that I've been mentioning this whole time. So now let's go into PvP. So I don't think I've actually covered this much in PvP when I did the video way back when. But Fleetfoot. The faster your characters are, the better chance you're going to have. Agility being higher than your opponents generally offers your characters are going to attack first before your opponent, which is obviously good because first strike is probably the best thing to have in combat, especially when we couple it with the next, or well, the other passive on the PvP list, which is Haste. Your weapon skills will be charged up faster, allowing you to deal more damage and get in more combos, which will allow you to do more chains as well. So again, it all goes back to that DPS. So let's talk about a few of the chain passives. There's only two in the game, but Pursuit is the first one. Pursuit at max, your damage is going to be going up by 15% on chain attacks of 3 or more. Basically, training at max increases your normal attack power when you pull off chains of 3 or more by 10%. So again, Pursuit and training really do go hand in hand when it comes to being a passive. Both passives are great for DPS because chains allow for more combos, more chances, and more critical damage, which is good because the more damage is what we're looking for here. But now we're going to get into a bit more interesting topic, which is defense passives. So, defense passives. I wouldn't say that defense passives are the worst, but they definitely are the least likely to be used out of everything when you're utilizing everything else. Like, it just seems like defense is a weird passive to really have. But Aegis brings up your max defense by 20%. So, obviously, you get the gist of it. Your defense goes up by 20%, not bad. But toughness at max makes your max HP go up by 10%. So again, they go hand in hand with the defense, with being tanky, and generally having more health and more defense does make you a tank, maybe even a sponge. So your characters will be a lot more on the tougher side to take down, unlike Best Girl A2, who generally is like just a glass cannon just blasting out crazy damage. While I could definitely see why you might not use defense passives, and obviously I do think that on certain characters they do have them, but it's not as common unless you're using them on weapons. So the reason why passives are so great, besides the options I just mentioned, is actually because the better the passives you have, the more higher your total force goes, and this is really why passives are so important on your characters and weapons, because without them, you're going to notice your total force isn't going to be as high. So that's why having passives and knowing which ones are better and worse are going to help you out with your total force. How can you calculate how much total force you're going to get from the passives you're using? Well, unfortunately, I've asked around the community and nobody's really sure how. Hopefully in the future we might get an answer, but as of right now for this video, we don't really have one. So yeah, I hope that answers your questions on what the best passives are, what's best for PvP, PvE, all around. These definitely weren't all the passives in the game or weapon skills, but I do think I might end up making a character passives in the future, so do be sure to subscribe if you want that. But while we're getting into that, make sure to share this video with all your friends and your Reincarnation Discord. Also, be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, got value from the content. Subscribe for more Nier Reincarnation content in the future, and let me know in the comment sections below if you have any questions, what I should do next, or if I missed something in this video. I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, hit the bell if you haven't already so you don't miss a video when I post it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and peace.